Hey everyone, welcome to another Firefly Devs. We're picking straight up where we left off the last time, so we are diving right back into the game engine. Looking at the geometry, so I've got a patch file ready on my desktop over here. It's called Removed Tapered Block Mirroring Patch. It is written for an older version of the engine, so it probably doesn't apply cleanly. Well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't apply cleanly. So we're going to have to massage this one into shape for the remaster that we're working on. But then we will have perfect roofing tiles. So last time the roofing tiles were a little bit shonky and wonky because they were upside down and flipped. This will take care of that. So we can take a look at the engine and see like the before state. We will hammer this patch into shape and then we will be able to enjoy better roofing tiles. So let's go ahead and start with that. Next up, Ruan says hello. Hello, Ruan. And next up, I've got a second ID, a second try for the rounded column thing. I still want to go with like super rounded columns. Last time we tried this, the tops of the column looked a bit shonky as well. Favorite word of the day, shonky. I'm not sure if it's even a word. Hey, hello Shokichi Kakamo and Guten Morgen. Hello Alexi. So one more attempt at the rounded column thing. So that's up for grabs today. And if we get this patch in shape, if we get the rounded columns working, and we still have time left, I will try to make a cinder blocks column texture and we'll try to finish up the bricks pillar instead of the chimney, bricks pillar. So yo, hello Crunchy, chunky, shonky, shonky, it's spelled S-H-O-N-K-Y. Let's see if it exists, if it's a word. Shonky. Otherwise we'll have a new word, shonky. There we go. It's of poor or dubious quality, shoddy, unreliable, shonky. There we go. That's the word of the day, shonky. Okay, we fire up the game and let's take a look at what we're trying to improve first. So it won't be as much texturing work today. It will be more coding work, especially like patching, rewriting, thingamajig. So let's fire up this thing. When will the game add a fishing system? Not anytime soon. If you want to fish in the game, there's tons of games. I've heard of a game that is very similar in visuals, apparently, that has fishing. So go ahead and play that if you want.
No time to waste, let's go.
Let's go to a random wonder. This is Aspatia. Do we have roofing tiles here? That's a good question. Do we have any tapered stones here, or were they not in the game just yet? Wowie, Susan looks a bit shonky today. Also, why is there ground in the air over here? I was playing with Soda and then she went for a run. What did you say? You can run, you can hide, but you can't run away from me. Why is there grass over here? Is this supposed to be here, everyone? Got a Valessi NPC dialogue. It's a floating island. Ah, there we go. I see. But I see no tapered stones. Where do we go now? 12 kingdoms. Yeah. This is always a blast. Let's go over to the shonky roof and then we can see how much better it will be afterwards. Yeah, I was going to say that, like, it looks like bits of the old existing biome over there. Here we go. So this roof, even though it still looks pretty good, it's still shonky. Because these roofing tiles, they are nice. They've got the shadow at the bottom side. Like, remember, they are layered like this. Somewhat like this. This one has got the layering quite right. In fact, this entire side of the block looks, or of the roof looks good. But then you get to this side and everything is shonky over here. The roofing tiles are upside down, so they are layered like this or so. And then they are, I don't know, it's not good. It's not good. We're gonna fix it. And on this side of the roof, they are even more shonky because they are stretched or elongated in the wrong direction. So they are sideways, sort of, and they are sideways lying on the roof. Yeah, they're very shiny. They're glazed. It's a new word we learned this week. Glazed roofing tiles. They've got glazing on it. Sort of like veneer, except different. And see this? Like this top part really shows you, like on the left side of the top part of this pyramid, there is no shonkiness, but on the right side there is a lot of shonkiness. These are looking good. So these this side is looking good. And on this side is also weirdly stretched again. Cool graphics. Thank you. It's what we're working on. So the patch that I have will get rid of the shonky stuff. Also, if I go to my house in the village, the house in my village, this is also going to be solved. See these cinder blocks? These are rotated, sort of, so they are in the long edge is now vertical instead of horizontal. And like these are horizontal, so this is good. And these are shonky again. And these are good again. So we're going to fix this at the same time. We're going to get rid of the rotation, of the mirroring, and all of the weird effects that are going on with it. So that's our goal. It's what the patch does. It does it for the old version of the game. But now we need to adapt it to this new PBR rendering style, because the main problem we're going to run into is that not only do we have to not mirror the albedo texture, but we also have to not mirror the normal map and the material map. So let's take a look if we can make it work. There are two ways to approach this. So this patch is actually made out of two Git commits. Git is the version control system that I use for keeping track of changes and additions and so on in the code base. So this is sort of a flat representation of that. It changes 4 files, and this is based on the old version. I'm not sure if we can just cherry pick these changes into our working tree. We could also try that, because I don't think the patch will apply. Thinking caps on. Yes, I will touch my mouth like this. Again, today is going to be a coding stream, more of coding than texture design. So let's move into the Angeldust folder here. Like if we do a git status here, there's a lot of changes. So the shader, artwork, code generation, generated. These are all the new textures that are stored or like updated in the tree. The patch mostly affects the source code tree. So let's see what happens if we apply it. Git apply desktop remove tapered block mirroring patch. Looks good, right? Boom. Trailing white space. Trailing white space. Okay, these messages, these warnings we can ignore. Then it says patch does not apply. Patch does not apply. Patch does not apply. And if we do git status again, nothing has changed. Okay, can we force apply a patch? Like man git apply, can we force apply? 3-way. When the patch does not apply cleanly, fall back on 3-way merge if the patch records the identity of blobs it is supposed to apply to, and we have those blobs available locally, possibly leaving the conflict markers in the files in the working tree for the user to resolve. Sounds good. Let's try a 3-way forced patch thing. Git apply -3. And Crunchy says, you do realize I will be of no help with the super knowledgeable coding things. Don't worry, Crunchy, don't worry. As long as you're here for mental support, we'll get through this. So we'll try this. Git apply -3 once more. Applied patch with conflicts. Patch failed. Falling back to 3-way merge. Applied patch with conflicts. Patch failed. Patch failed. Squelched. Warning. 19 files add whitespace errors. Okay. But did it work? Did it work? Do we have changes? Source code. Let's go into this folder. Client, game, geometry rendering, cell meshing. Chunk mesher has been updated apparently. Cell mesher has been updated. So why are we not seeing those changes in this thing? Oh, whoa, here we go. Oh, we needed to scroll up. Hey Wendy. So we need to scroll up and then we can see the conflicts. So chunk measure has been updated without any problems. And now we need to fix these 3 files. The regular block measure, tapered block measure. That's good, that's good. Let's work one by one. One thing I know is that Xcode, the version of Xcode that I'm using currently, is very prone to crashing with conflict resolution. So the sooner we get rid of the conflict markers, the better. You might see a lot of crashes on this live stream. So let's see what changed in chunk measure. Let's see if we can get a diff over here, a diff view. Get rid of the sidebar over there. Okay, so this is part of the change. Mirrored blocks will now be rendered by the regular block measure. So this is the old version on the right side and this is the new version on the left side. So mirrored blocks will now be rendered by the regular block measure instead of the tapered block measure. Which is understandable because we are supposedly removing mirroring from the tapered blocks. Tapered blocks are the pyramidal shaped slanted ones. Alright, I can live with this. I never asked for this. So how do we change the regular block measure then? Let's keep the diff view open, see what happens here. Sanity check on the block style. So here on the right side, the old version, you can see that we allow 5 block styles to be rendered by the regular block measure. We changed it to 6, so block mirrored is now part of the equation here. And then we, let's see, ours and theirs, okay. Calculate and set up the texture coordinates. Haha. Haha, they said. And now, for the final conclusion. Okay, so looking at this, it's a bit involved. This is the code that we have currently. And this just says, if we're on the left side of the texture, we assign the left side of the texture coordinate set. And if we're on the right side, we assign the right side. That's good. If the texture is on the top side and it's not a up or down facing side. Okay, so this is the old texture assignment. And now we need to take into account the block mirrored style here. He is fixing the crap. Yes, I'm fixing the crap. I'm touching my face, so you're absolutely right. When I touch my face, I am actually thinking. So it's the same as this. So this line, texture coordinate X is texture left to right. That is the same as this one. So we sort of these 2 lines are a very like condensed version of saying this. This works for the old engine. This is for the new engine. So what we now need to do is we only have to convert this part. Does everybody agree? The red pocket has got candy in. Hey, I'll tell you what, yesterday we celebrated Sinterklaas. It's a Dutch festive event thing. And I got a lot of candy, so don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to remove the conflict marker. Xcode is probably going to crash real soon now. Okay, we made it this far. Quickly, save. Okay, we saved it. We saved it. Okay, so we can keep our original calculate and set up texture coordinate thing. But now we introduce mirror textures for mirrored blocks. We remove these lines because those are already taken care of. So we can use this select, of course, if block mirrored is block style. If it's a vertical face, this is the top side faces. We use plain XY texture mapping for vertical faces. Alright, so that depends on whether or not the coordinate X... Okay, I think we can do this. So if coordinate dot x and 1. So this is done in the grid. Like every other block, we mirror the texture in the horizontal axis and in the vertical axis. It's good. So then if x and 1, we use the right side. So then we say texture assign right to the vertex, and else we assign TCS assign left to the vertex. So things we're going to have to check later on are do mirror are mirrored blocks still working, as well as coordinate tapered blocks. Coordinate. If coordinate does y and 1, so this is the AND operator. This just checks like is the coordinate of the the y part of the coordinate, is that odd or even, and then we just flip the textures. Assign. If it is odd, then we use the top. Assign top. And I think we will probably also need to flip the normals here, but I'm not sure. We might be able to write this in a more condensed form using the trinary operator, the question mark, but let's keep it simple for now, because otherwise I'll have a lot of question marks. So that's that part converted, which is good. We can probably just remove the diff view here, but let's stay in diff view, don't worry about it. Use regular texture mapping for non-vertical vertices. What's the difference between plain texture mapping and regular texture mapping? Can someone explain? Also, let's undo for a bit. X and Y, yeah, so that's entirely logical. I think this is the same. I think this is the same stuff. We just say texture coordinates at assign top vertex in this case, and then we assign bottom this case, and then this weird bit happens more than I'd like to admit, but let's say TCS assign right vertex, TCS assign left vertex. I think that's this part of the diff converted. It compiles. I like it. Now, one thing I don't like is that we don't set up normal map mirroring here. Do we do that somewhere lower? So that's probably going to look horrible, but we'll fix that. We'll fix everything later on. It's hard to see the small lines of code. Is it because the diff view is active? This adds a bit more contrast, so maybe I should have disabled diff view a bit earlier, and then we can add the file view back in. Is this better? Is this better to see, Crunchy? So we change this part. So this will probably compile, but now we're left with, okay, so let's tell Git that we resolve this file. So git add source client regular block measure CPP. This one is resolved, so this C should change into an M. Any second now. Modified, okay, so the GUI still shows the C, but it should be an M. There we go, M. It's just small, my problem. Hey. No, I won't say it, I won't say it. Raid, hey, there we go, raid. Everyone's raiding. Who are we raiding from? Who was live? Who was live? Tell me. Yo, hey everyone. Hey, I hope you're in for some game development and some engine work. Polymars. I'm not familiar with Polymars. Explain to me who Polymars is. Shall we look them up? Are they streaming? No, they're not streaming because they just went offline. Is it Twitch / Polymars? Let's take a look. YouTube. Hey, what did we do? What were we coding? Game engine development. Hey, that sounds exactly like what I was doing. Starting soon. Alright, it's cool, it's cool. I'll take a look at Polymars. Thank you for the raid. So, what I'm doing, and unfortunately I can't run it because my code doesn't compile at the moment. Maybe you've known about this little girl game called Angeldust. This is what I've been working on for quite some time now. It's a voxel based game, MMO-ish. Look it up on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. It's also at playangeldust.com or ad.st. Yeah, so we're remastering this. As you can see, this is using a very old version of OpenGL and doesn't use any advanced shader effects. And what we're doing here on the live stream now is converting this, remastering this to a PBR physically based rendering workflow. So we've got normal mapping based on displacement mapping. There's material maps, we've got metallic shading, all kinds of cool stuff going on. I really wish that the project would compile at the moment so I could tell you or like show you what it looks like. But we have 500 lines of code. Here we go, conflict and like code that doesn't compile from a patch that I'm applying here based on the old version of the engine. And we're compiling or like changing this, updating this so that it compiles, hopefully in a few hours. And then I can show you something really cool. But I really wish I could show you what it looks like. So can I just wait a moment? Because we should celebrate the fact that people are actually watching now. Let's open up a text editor. I'm just going to paste everything into my text editor like this. I don't usually do this, but hey. Boom. And then I'll just source control mark. I want to discard the changes in this file so that it at least compiles. Also, the header file is probably messed up. Yeah. I want to show you. Stick around for just a few seconds. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. This is the header file, C file. It's good. And now we just git check out source client tapered block masher chpp. They are unmerged. Reset head, or do we just add them and then check them out? I don't even care anymore. We want to run it. But did they update? They didn't. Boom, there we go. We compile. There will be some minor visual problems left and right, probably, potentially. But don't worry about it. Yeah, so here we are in the new style. I hope some of those raiders are still watching. Let's just go to a wonder. I know the perfect wonder to go to. Let's take Eclixy. Thank you, Obi, for making this. So here, instead of having flat textures and OpenGL rendering, it's now dynamic shadows, physically based rendering. We've got a lot of depth to these blocks. If we move into this courtyard, you can see that there's a lot of material differences between these glazed roofing tiles, cinder blocks, ruined stones, bricks. Like, we're redoing textures at the same time as improving the engine.
Nothing like that.
Re-roofing here, and also these chimneys, they are now hollow. So this is something we did earlier in the week, making sure that the column geometry is actually hollow, so that you get better lighting effects on those parts of the world. This is what we're working on. And now the change that I want to do today, the large patch that I was talking about, is to make, let's go back to my house in the village, to remove the mirroring on these textures. So if I take out my pointy stick here, these textures are mirrored horizontally, and also they are aligned rotated in the incorrect way, because these are cinder blocks and they should be aligned like this, so having a horizontal structure to them, and here they are vertically oriented. So that's what we want to change. That's what the patch does. It's 500 lines of code. Why? I don't know, but it's like there's all sorts of configurations that this block can take on, and we want to make sure that it looks correct in every orientation. So pizza is exploded. Well, it doesn't really say pizza is exploded, but pizza is ploxed. I'm not sure what a plox is, but there you go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And it will also make these roofs. See, like this texture is also mirrored vertically now, the glazed roofing tiles. They sort of have this even odd pattern to them. It will take care of that as well. So again, if you want to see the game in action, if you want to get the current version of the game, play Angeldust.com. It's available for almost every operating system, including Linux, including Raspberry Pi. So there's a native build for Raspberry Pi. Check it out. It's super cool and also runs on iOS and Android and stuff. So we are working on this the upcoming months, redoing all the textures, improving the like the engine features to support better visuals. I can take a look at one more random wonder. This is Paraíso by Leyenda. It's colorful. We've got a big ostrich, a moa over here. What's not to like? Also, the trees look like this at the moment because we don't have a tree leaves texture. But this is sort of the style that we're shooting for. I did these grass blades earlier this week, and they look pretty good. It's sort of like an early 2000s Silicon Graphics style, something that you would see in a Pixar movie or in a Disney movie. So, there you go. I will now exit out of the game because we have work to do. A lot to do, so little time. I think everyone is gone, aren't they? or my restream has crashed, so due to too many people commenting. If you're still watching, type something like pineapple. That's our usual code word for making sure the stream is still up and running. I will paste this stuff back here again, and boom. And then I will also paste the header file again, and boom. And now we need to get rid of more of those conflicts or problems. Let's do the header file first. So let's go with tapered block measure HPP. See what our diff looks like. Ours says we have an add quad like this, and their add quad adds the is mirrored parameter. And what does it do? Like, it removes the is left or right face. And do we even use that? Is left or right face. We use that to flip the normal map orientation. I don't think we'll be using that anymore because we are removing mirroring. So all of the sides will just have the regular same normal map orientation. So we can probably get rid of that. Let's go back to the header file. Okay, we've got Ruan and Crunchy here still. Nice. So thanks for the raid, Polymars. We'll check you out later on. For now, we're moving on with this super impressive work that we're doing. Okay, so we have is mirrored, which is introduced, and then is vertical face over there. So I think if we add is mirrored over here, and then we remove the is left or right face like that, they should be the same. They are the same. Good. Remove this one. So that's one more conflict merged. And then we have setup vector. Presto, hey Crunchy, welcome. Then we have this problem that we have setup vertex texture coordinates. We are probably going to keep that. No, we're not gonna keep that. We introduce a add quad mirrored and setup mirrored vertex texture coordinates. And this is suspiciously identical here. It's suspiciously identical, so let's see if we can match the parameters. Yeah, okay, so instead of texture coordinates we get a texture coordinate set. So we can just copy over this texture coordinate set like this. And then I think the add quad mirrored is going to be the get or create the vertex mirrored. Yeah, I think we remove this part and then we remove this line. And I think this is merged as well. Ooga booga. Thank you, Gaston. Hey Gaston, I saw you posted a meme on the forums, which is really cool. Except it was a day early. The live stream will be early or later today. So you already posted like, I'm crying. The live stream is on a Sunday. And you're absolutely right. Taper block measure, CPP. There we go. Boom. Now we have to hammer this into shape. And it's 500 lines of code that we have to go through and see if we can make it good. Specific tapered blocks render as mirrored. Okay, so this is a change or a exception to the rule. So we're going to remove the mirroring and the like flipping on all of the textures except for the ceramic circles, stars, blocks. It's hammer time. Yeah, it's time to hammer something into shape here. Because these ceramic circles and stars, they have these nice circular patterns on there, or star patterns, that sort of use that mirrored effect to great effect. So we want to keep those mirrored. Now, we're going to get a lot of problems like these, problem lines like these. I'm still salty about the 1 cent that I don't have to buy the game. I understand. And I've thought about ways of how you would get a 1 cent, but I have no idea. Like on Steam, on the digital shop Steam, you would be able to trade in a skin or a trading card or like an item from your inventory to get 1 cent or 3 cents. But I don't know how to get 1 cent on the Google Play Store. I have very limited knowledge of this. So the change that we do here is we add the is mirrored, and then we remove the final argument. So we introduce is mirrored and we remove the is left or right face, because I don't think we need is left or right face anymore. Problem solved. Just a few more to go. Set up the base texture coordinates. We cannot do this. We can't do this anymore. So we're going to have to replace this with something. This is for pyramidal. Render as a pyramid. Yeah, okay, so we need to set up the pyramid here. Okay, so we get a const texture coordinate set TCS. Material get texture coordinate set for this render chunk. Get material texture style. Boom, there we go. And then we just assign them. So TCS assign left to vertex LT, left top, and TCS assign left vertex LB, left bottom. Then the right one, TCS assign right vertex right bottom and right top. Yeah, TCS assign right vertex RT. So that takes care of the horizontal texture coordinates. We might sort of align them like this so they look nicer. It's too much. It's too much noise. And now we do the top parts. Pyramidical, I've never heard that word before. Dictionary. Pyramidical. It is a word, it's an adjective, so it's pyramid shaped. It does exist, it does exist. Trust me, I'm a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Vertex LT and TCS assign top. Vertex RT. So those are the tops, the T's. And then assign bottom to vertex LB. Left bottom. Assign bottom. Vertex RB. Boom. Another piece of code. Not piece of, but piece of code converted. Next problem is over here. Okay, so more is mirrored changes, is mirrored, and then we remove the true. Boom. The right face is probably right, is mirrored, and remove this. Okay, so knock on wood, if this is like the only set of problems we're going to run into, I'm happy at all. Is mirrored, we remove the last parameter, just like that. Boom. Boom. Okay, this is going to be a bigger change. Okay. Now we need to start looking at what we're actually doing, because let's see, we've got this add quad function. Pay close attention, 007. Check if we have a top face. Okay, I think the same thing holds here. So we're just going to say is mirrored, remove this false over here. And then I'm pretty sure that that is correct. Then we get to the function definition. And apparently, okay, so this is the code that we don't want to use because we've already copied it. Yeah, okay. But we introduce the is mirrored over here. We remove the if is left or right face like that. And then I think we can get rid of this stuff. Yep. Now it aligns. So this top face code is now in line. The function definition is in line. We add this base properties comment over here. That's no problem at all. If we are mirrored, we delegate to the add quad mirrored function. And now we just start copying over their stuff. Delegate mirrored quads. Perfect. And this is what we had. Set up normal map orientation. I think we still want to keep that, or do we? If it's vertical face, bottom face, blah 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 blah. If bottom face and base, I don't think we do the mirroring anymore. So how many doubloons can I pay you to have that code all to myself? You can't. You cannot, sir. Okay, so we do normal map orientation here. I don't think we're using this, so maybe let's just act normal. That's the idea here. Just act normal. We're going to comment this out. We're not going to use this code, but it will be here. Okay, and then we get a lot of new code. We get a lot of new code here. And this is the unmirrored portion. Get or create vertex, create pyramidical vertex, mesh, Pyramidical decal, legacy, mirror tapered block meshing. It's good. I think we've got all of the conflict markers resolved. Oh, here's a few more. Oh, there's so much to untangle. So much to untangle. Add quad, back to this portion. Set up the base texture coordinates. Yeah, so we have to replace this with texture coordinate set. Texture coordinate set, TCS is material, get texture coordinate set. This render chunk, get material texture style. Good. We do the same thing here. We use the default texture coordinates, so we can probably copy this over from the pyramidical block. It's the exact same code. That's just the way it is. Left, left, right, right, top, top, bottom, bottom. Hey, Amelia's here. Hello, Amelia. Amelia, today is more code, less texturing, so I hope you like coding. We've got 500 lines to go through. Add face to render chunk. Let's assume all of this is correct. This is slopes with a single high corner. Okay. Set up texture coordinates part 1. Ooh, this is going to be such a... How do we even do this? This is going to be really hard to get right first time. Oh wow, lol, hi Crunchy, hi Crunchy. We kind of want to search and replace all of this, but can Xcode do it? We want to look for vertex dot model vertex dot texture coordinate x is vertex dot model vertex dot texture coordinate x is how do we do this, or do we automate it ourselves? We're probably going to have to look into what Xcode can do, but let's see. Vertex, and then we insert a search pattern. Any word characters? Okay, vertex word dot model vertex dot texture coordinates x is vertex insert pattern word dot model the man is speaking facts 1001010 Gaston. Yes, I agree. Beep boop doubloons. Come on, this should work. I want to make a regular expression to... Oh, can we do a regex replace? Wait a moment. Edit find options. Can I do matching style, regular expression? There we go. So then we say vertex, and then it can be any of LRBT. 2 times, 2 characters, yeah. Dot model vertex dot texture coordinate, and then x or y is vertex LRBT 2 dot model vertex dot texture coordinate x or y is texture coordinates dot yeah, now we can have left, right, top, bottom, plus semicolon. There we go. This is our regex for finding this. So we now find we match all of the lines where we set up texture coordinates. See, I know it looks a bit weird, or it looks a bit like super special. Let's see, we only have that entire function, so that's good. But this does our work for us. So this takes care of like hundreds of lines. And now we need to replace using those same values. Let me use a scratch pad here, so another file. So we look for these lines matching these patterns. Now we need to have them enclosed in brackets. So this is our first identifier. Then this is our second identifier. And then we have the third identifier. There we go. This matches all the lines. And now we replace it with code that looks like this. tcs.assign, and then we have to back reference it, so it's going to be \3 if this works at all. Then we insert a parentheses vertex back reference 1, and then texture coordinates at assign back reference 3 again, bracket vertex 2. This is going to work. Keanu Reeves pulls out matrix power and blinds us with coding perfection. This is what happens here. You know it. You already know this. Replacement string. There we go. Boom. Now, does it work? If this works first try, I'm a genius. I'm a god. Replace. Almost. We do not get our back references. How do we get back references in Xcode? Can I insert a pattern here? Substitutions? No. If it doesn't work first time, then you're a Firefly. Yeah. It was so close. It was so close. It was almost perfect. Xcode find replace regex back reference. Find and replace with regex back references. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is exactly the trick that I want to do, but apparently, can Xcode do it? $sign. There we go. $sign. So instead of using this syntax, we use $sign, vertex, $sign, assign, $sign, vertex, $sign. Apparently. If it works second try, I'm a genius. I'm a coding god. Here we go. Boom. Assign left, vertex LT, vertex LB. Okay, that's good, I believe. And this should be RBRT right. RBRT right. Yeah. So we'll take care of the capitalization in a second pass. But this is 80 lines of code instantly updated. Assign top LT RT. Assign bottom LB RB. Good. Left LB RB. Assign right RT LT. Top is going to be LB LT. Boom, all of them. Bam. We did it. So let's save this as on the desktop as like coding genius replacement. This is the best trick you've ever seen. And if it doesn't work on the second try, Emilia says, then you're a mamma mia. Why is this not good? Why? Okay, and now we need to go back to regular text replacement. And we replace assign left with the lowercase l with assign left uppercase. Boom. And we do the same for all of the directions. Right is going to be uppercase right. Boom. And then we do top. Top. Boom. And then we do bottom. Bottom. Bam. Beam. Good. Now where were we? Where were we? We already... Okay, so we're in this portion. Let's assume that all of these replacements went well. And why wouldn't they? I'm like coding god, coding genius here. Now what's up with you? Render trunk, add triangle, material style, vertex LT, LB, RB, true. What are you mad about? This is not what I was looking for. No, Lieutenant, your men are already dead. It's easier for me to fix cars than do this code stuff. Hey, for me it's easier to do this code stuff than fix cars. I'll tell you that much. So they are mad because const material style, model vertex extended. We don't have this true parameter anymore. I'm not sure what this true stood for, but shall we just kill it? So just like, no man, your parameters are already dead. Do you think that's air you're breathing? I think we just kill it. We kill it with fire. What? Hey! Did you already find love and emotion? Did you already find love and emotion? They came back for you, Crunchy. So this is going to be a bit of manual labor. It's just 20 times we get rid of this. 20 times. 2-time world champion. I thought this would be a better idea than it turned out to be. It's a lot of coding, it's a lot of work for little gain, but don't worry about it. We're still soldiering on. And look, we're already at 2/3 of the last file that we have to change, so don't worry about it. This entire function is now converted to our new style, so this is the entirety of add quad. This is the unmirrored rendering. It's easier for me to eat crunchies than this code stuff. Hey. I had some crunchy food yesterday, the ginger nuts. It's just so good. Let's take the diff view one more time, because I want to see what has changed. Okay, this getter create vertex function, I find this one to be very suspicious. But we're not going to worry about it too much. Get or create pyramidical vertex, set up the texture coordinates. And what does it do, sir? It's a pyramidical vertex, this is the top one. Yeah, ginger nuts, oh, they're so good. Like, we had Sinterklaas, the Dutch thing. The Dutch kids party, Sinterklaas pepernoten. Kruidnoten. Check this out, they're so good. I always show you this. Oh, strooigoed met alles erin. Oh yeah. These are so good. Like, there's cinnamon in there, I believe, and other spices, and they're so good. They're really good. Let's get a texture coordinate set here. Material get texture. TCS material get texture coordinate set. This render chunk get material texture style. Boom. And then we apparently have to assign the center portion. So let's say TCS assign bottom, left, right, top, X, Y. Okay, then let's do just X 0.5F on the vertex. And then TCS assign Y 0.5F on the vertex. That's a pyramidical vertex taken care of. The decal is already good, and this is the legacy mirrored tapered block meshing. And this is pretty good because I think this already takes care of all of the code that we had before. Tasty. They are tasty. They are so good. Like you wouldn't believe. Ah, and here we have the add quad mirrored, and I think now is the time for our code to shine, because now we can actually say we move the normal map orientation to that portion, because that part is actually mirrored. So we move that over here. Get or create vertex mirrors. Legacy mirror taper block meshing. Yeah, get vertices, and then we just insert that code over here. Just like that. Just like that. Check it out. Though we now run into the problem that we sort of want to have that left or right face over here. I do not blame anyone for losing track here, but this is what we do. We have to sort of mix and match features of these two implementations. Emotions. Happy shiny people, indeed. Oh, we already had these functions. So create pyramidical vertex. I think this one shouldn't change, and mesh pyramidical decal. I think we can just overwrite that stuff with our implementation, the one that we already had. Where is it? This stuff. It didn't even change, so that's good. What more do we have? Set up vertex texture I already lost track of this since my 1.2 year. Oh, what? The coding fingers are burning. Yeah. Admittedly, I lost track myself, sort of. So let's make sure that we are still on the right track. Because it's a bit, whatchamacallit, it's a bit opaque what I'm doing here. Is left or right face, we have to add that back into this add quad function, because apparently we have to delegate that to this one, is left or right face, boom. And that then also implies that we have to add back the arguments here. So this is going to be a false, this is going to be a false. This is going to be a false. Hi Thomas, how are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Thomas, we're working on the remaster of the Angeldust game, and we're trying to improve the tapered block geometry. It's a 500 line patch, and we've only just begun to make it work, sort of. Thomas is good. At first I want to get something that compiles, and then we can sort of mop up the problems that we encounter, which will be numerous. And maybe we'll just, once it compiles, maybe we'll just leave this as is, because I don't want to get into too much coding here. I also want to do a bit of visual stuff. So this looks good. We want to have that setup vertex texture coordinate. But we name it like this. So it's a bit of a combination here. We use the texture coordinate set, and then we can get rid of this. Okay. See the symmetry? The symmetry is starting to arrive. So we're back into small diff land here. Small diff means that we don't have a lot of changes between these pieces of code. And that's good, that's good. We do introduce like quite a lot of new functionality, like 300 lines of new code. Vertex mirrored, okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Set up texture coordinates. This is probably the same deal here, yeah, so we call this mirrored. Remove theirs. And we're almost done now. We're so close, I can feel it. I want some crunchy foods now while watching your stream. It has something that I've been contemplating, getting some of those ginger nuts on stream and just eating them like here, like it's Sinterklaas, come on, it's Sinterklaas weekend. Why would I not get ginger nuts? At least then I would get some. Come get some. We just renamed this method like that, I believe. Remove this function definition and then keep it like that. Okay, so the only thing that I'm worried about is the order of the functions here. Teeth were good and makes you feel like a champion. Exactly, that's what I always say. Teeth, they were good and they make you feel like a champion. It compiles. Shall we just run it so we see what happens? Expect this to explode.
Oh,
Explosions everywhere. So here we are. Things did not explode. That's the good news. The bad news is that I feel that these are all upside down now. Let's place a few more. So they are nicely repeating now. See? Oh. So they are nicely repeating, except they're upside down. What's up with that? Let's take a look at what our world here looks like. This way. Okay, so they are nicely horizontal. Good. The corner also looks pretty good. I heard that explosion from my house. Whoa. Alright, alright, alright. So we made some improvements. Like some of the mirroring is gone. That's the good part. Except they're upside down. Let's head up onto roof. Inverted goodness. Let's head up onto the roof and see what happens here. Okay. Again, nicely repetitive. So the mirroring is definitely gone. That's the good part. Except they're upside down. See, they are angled upwards instead of the other way around. But I like the effect. Like, this is much better than what we had before. This is much more repetitive. It didn't explode, but also, yeah, it didn't explode, Ruan says, but also it doesn't work like I wanted. I think it has got something to do with that normal map mirroring. I think maybe the texture itself is oriented correctly, but the normal map is inverted. Could that be the problem? So let's put some cinder blocks right next to these and see what they look like. So we'll grab these large cinder blocks and we'll make a wall out of these. So this is the tapered wall. tapered wall. And then we grab the regular cinder blocks, like this, and we put them next to them. Nope, we take the large cinder blocks. These. I always get these mixed up. Firefly, you are not good at building. I know, I know. They connect nicely. So the texture itself is not mirrored vertically, but the normal map is. Am I correct in this assumption? Stick some barbecue between the things. That's just like your opinion, man. I also feel like the normals on these cinder blocks... Oh, wait. They will render like regular blocks if they're not tapered. So, one more time. One more time. Now we'll have to use our imagination. Still though, the large block is at the bottom of the block, so the texture itself is not mirrored. But the normal map is definitely mirrored, because you would expect the light to be on top, at the top of the cinder block. See that the lighting is different. The texture layout itself is good, but the lighting is mirrored, is flipped. Crunchy, can you see if I use the pointy stick? Like there's a dark rim, a shadow on top of the block here. And on these, the shadow is at the bottom of the block. But the big block is at the bottom, so that's good. Except the shadow is inverted. The lighting definition is inverted. So maybe it's just a matter of fixing that, and then we're good. So why is this inverted? That's the $1 million question. And I look like Steve Austin, the $6 million man. Get or create... There's only one bit of code that inverts these, I believe. And it's flip normal, I think it's called. Flip normal. Setup normal map orientation. Normal map orientation. Boop. But we only flip the X there. How about that? How about that? Add quad. We get or create a vertex. What if we would just say thinking cap time? Yes, because I don't think it's a matter of flipping the normal map. I think at least. Because this is for the X direction. So let's see if the X, if it does track the sun in the X direction. And I think that is correct. Maybe head over to the cinder blocks. Okay, the sun will be to our right once we turn around. So the sun is to our right. And we do see the right side of the texture being lit. So the right side, for the stream viewers, it's this side of the block, it's being lit. So the shadow is correctly on the left side. Very weird. What if we... Colt Seavers, the unknown stuntman. Okay, I haven't heard about this, but now I have. Let's open up the fragment shader, see if we can debug this real quickly. Normal mapping. Normal mapping. World normals, there we go. Boom. It's very weird, yeah. We have to dive into this
no time to waste,
debug
let's
mode
go.
to see what is happening. So we expect the top portion of blocks to be bluish, sort of, pointing upwards. Yeah, that's Z up. Do we see a difference in like rendering between these? Well, they look mostly correct. Did we maybe make a mistake in the normal map itself? Like, let's grab that cinder blocks thing, like these slanted ones. Where does the problem lie? Sun is falling onto them. Then what happens? Then what? If you look at it from this angle, it looks sort of correct still. I don't believe there's an error in rendering these blocks in the non-slanted ones. And in a way it makes sense. So maybe my assumptions about the shadow being on the other side are incorrect. Because you should see the top rim of the roofing tiles. There, maybe... One moment. Yeah, maybe I should punch the monitor and it will work itself out. Can we for a moment imagine that this is the correct rendering? Because this is the correct rendering. Because the... Take a break. No, we have to imagine the texture that we made. The texture that we made and made in Pixplan and saw visualized there. I think it makes sense that it looks like this. Because maybe we layered the bricks incorrectly. I think we made the texture... Like how our... I think our bricks are... I think our pattern is upside down. Maybe the rendering itself is correct. The rendering might be correct. I think our bricks are the other way around. Can that be the problem? Our roofing tiles? Let's open up the texture. Roofing tiles, displacement. See, we made them the wrong way around, and this is very hard to reason about, but we made them the wrong way around. We made it so that the top one goes under the one below. So instead of them being like this, yeah. I've always said like, hey, they are layered like this. So the bottom one is on top of the one above, but it's the other way around. Otherwise, all of the water from this roofing tile will flow under this one. So our texture is incorrect. they should be slanted the other way around. So we should have this one on top of that one. The texture is incorrect. I think the rendering is good now, but the texture is incorrect. So the effect that I wanted to see is definitely what we want to see, but they are incorrect. Like this top tile is going under the tile below it. So all of the water will just flow into your roof instead of flowing onto the next tile. So the texture is incorrect. That's the trick. So it's rendering correctly, but the texture is incorrect now. Did I sell you on this? Because it's the truth. And I'm holding on to you. See what I mean, Crunchy? You are knowledgeable about houses, right? And about construction. So the texture, I think, is laid out correctly. So you can see that the vertical elongation, the stretching is going on in the right orientation now everywhere. But the texture is incorrect. See what I mean? The idea is good, but the tile should be the other way around. The top one should be over the bottom one. So hey, finally we get into texture design again. Blocks, roofing tiles. Now we need to be really careful to not make the same mistake again. So let's remove the rounding for a bit. And the slanting effect, we can probably just do -90 here. Like this, okay. Yeah. And now. This means that the rounding that we have is on the other side of the bricks, because now this one is over top that one. So I'm not sure if we can just turn this layer 180 degrees like this. Yeah, that is what we want. And then we want to align it to the bottom of the artboard. There we go. There we go. This is it. See, it's a 180 degree change, but now this layer is on top of the layer below it. And then this one is on top of the layer below that. And then the nicely rounded edge of the tile itself is visible. This is it. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Mission accomplished. I love it when a plan comes together. I am Hannibal. I am the master of the 18th. Yeah! Finally, there was always something wrong about this, but check this out. This is what we are looking for. This is what we're shooting for. And of course, you can say like, hey, the rims are not perfectly aligned or anything, but this is what a roof looks like. This is what a roof looks like. Come on. We did it wrong the entire time. No, Lieutenant, your men are already dead. Roofing tiles. So, hey, we did get some texturing action today. Still. We're going to extract the ambient occlusion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This vaguely resembles roofing tiles as well. I'm just gonna one-shot this. I believe in myself. Gotta believe in yourself, man. Boom. I'm just YOLOing this. Then we open up texture packer. Regular. Publish. And we get another window. Documents. Angeldust. Angeldust. Artwork. Textures. PBR. Game world. Convert. Regular. Amelia is definitely part of the A team.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Hey. There we go. The texture is even a bit different compared to the earlier version we had, I think. So it's not flipped, it's not upside down. Now it's just correct. Oh, this feels so good. Which is coincidentally what she said. Yeah. These are the roofing tiles. Wow, there we go. Now we get up on the roof and we enjoy our amazingly spectacular roofing tiles. Oh, it feels so good. Oh. Finally. I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world. I've got big plans, and now I'm gonna put them to work. Here, anyone? Hey, anyone got any comments on this roof now? Hey. It does. I'll sit on this. Hey. Hey yo. Oh, and look at the symmetry in that roof over there. Firefly is really enjoying this. Same crunchy. Yeah, but what's not to like, Ruan? Do you see what it looks like? Do you have eyes? Oh yeah, you do have eyes. Just the symmetry in this now. The look of it, the smell of it. Oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. This is such an improvement, getting rid of that mirroring effect. Let's go to Eclipsy. Let's go to the well, see what that looks like.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Well, Mr. Anderson. The name is Neo. Yeah. Ay. Ooh la la. Ay, caramba. It's finally as if the roof is actually there. A breakthrough event, there you go. It's finally as if the roof exists and it's made out of these super cool roofing tiles. Now Crunchy, another change, and we worked on this last stream, is that the reed roofing is now also not mirrored anymore. So we get this much more nice tiling pattern on it, instead of having the big patches. So this definitely feels much more reed roofing like. It's a bit of a subtle difference, but it's good. Like all of those tapered blocks, they now have new, updated tiling going on. Was a bit of work, definitely. There's some progress, yeah. Here, take a look at these corners, for instance. So good, so good. So I'm not sure if I will commit this change live on the stream. I will probably take a bit of time to check it one more time. But it's definitely great progress. This is what I wanted to do with the backporting of the patch. Let me know if it was interesting at all, or if you think it was a bad change or like a bad content thing. I liked it. Like the effect is so good. It takes a bit of time to get it right and to get through the patch. But we saw a very cool regular expression replacement trick there, which I think will benefit a lot of people. Oh, the light is just so good. I mean, take a look at the way that the light is reflecting here. Like the lamp in the in between the blocks. I like this personally. There you go, thank you. Do we have another build with a lot of slanted blocks? So let's maybe visit Rob 12's 12 Kingdoms one more time. You can compare the stream thumbnail to the rendering that we see now of the red porch. Standing on your mother's porch, you told me that you wait forever. So good, so good. The mirroring is gone, and the roofing tiles now are all angled in the same direction. Yeah, oh wait, the volcano. It's going to burst. It's going to explode. Which coincidentally is what I said. Here, this is a roofing tile, roof tile. Who let the roof out? That is so good. That is so good. And we can also fly over to the other roof Because I want to get away, I want to fly away. Oh, look at the symmetry here on the edge. This symmetry. You can almost taste the shape of these corner tiles. Alexi says, sexy. Hey Alexi, you are sexy. Oh yeah, this is so good. This is so good. See, they are... Roofing tiles are not like this. Roofing tiles are like this. We learned something today. We learned something today. Booyah. This is good. This is good. And it's still cartoony. It's still good and cartoony. Oh, everything just flows into each other so gently, so nicely. These gaps, these corners. Oh. And everyone says Firefly enjoys this a bit too much. No. It's just so good. See, like this V shape. It's just so natural. And here again with the reed roofing, the repetition or the mirroring is gone. Let's see if we can get some light onto this. Like, where is the sun going to come from? Okay, there. It's good. It's good. It's good. Sharp and tasty. Indeed. Sharp and tasty. Ah, just the symmetry. No, I didn't say you enjoyed it too much. Okay, but I enjoy it a lot. Yes, indeed, I enjoy this a lot. Ah, just to wait at the lamp. There's a lamp over here somewhere. Let's see if we can find the lamp. There's a lamp reflecting in these blocks. And where is the lamp? Yeah, it's somewhere. Okay. Oh, here's another roof. Here's another roof. Yeah, sorry for the choppiness in the playback, but that's just my laptop. It's Guten, not gonna lie. Oh, this roof. Oh, it's just... Ay. This looks way better right now. Yes, it does. Yeah, the symmetry. I like it. I also like how you figured the issue out and fixed the texture. Yes. So the rendering is, I think, correct. Future live streams might involve removing the mirroring from these blocks, because I think the column and girder blocks, they've got issues. We've all got issues, but they've got issues too because of the mirroring. So maybe we'll remove mirroring from that as well, to make them look even more awesome. So we are straying slightly from the visuals of the original game, but it's only because we want to make things even better. Okay, we've got some roofing tiles here as well. And yeah, they look pretty sharp. Let's check one random wonder. Devoid, built by Angelio. Here we go. Do we have roofing tiles here anywhere? In the end, it made sense. Once I saw the new updated Pixplant rendering, Amelia, I think you will agree that indeed the tiles were the wrong way around. So they are not like this, they should be like this. So it takes a bit of mental calculating to see what the texture should look like. Because we're not actually working in 3D, we are making a 2D representation of a 3D structure. Big words. But it's all good. By the way, so we had this Polymars raid. I'm not sure exactly with how many viewers, but they're already all gone. But I hope they, like maybe some of them followed. So let's see if Polymars, check them out on Twitch and see if you want to subscribe to them. That's the way to grow. So I don't see any thing here. The 7th like gets you know what. Okay. Halloween Terror. I'm pretty sure we've got tapered stones, tapered blocks over here. Also the pyramids, they look good, yeah. Is there a roof on that building? Does any building have a roof? Hello? Okay, we've got a tiny roof on top of the lantern. And one of the upsides of this approach for the live stream today was that I already had the patch available based on the old engine. So it was just a matter of porting it to the newer engine. And that was a lot easier to do than making this from scratch, because doing it from scratch is way too hard. Okay, I like this. I like this. There's a lamp over there. So this lamp, yeah, lantern, it reflects in the roof. And the reflection is very nicely distributed. Here's another trick. This is something for the future. This is something that I want to do in the future. So it's not going to be done this live stream. But in the future, imagine, and I'm not sure if we can do it, but just imagine that we are able to increase the smoothness, like the reflectiveness of slopes when it rains. So that you get this sort of rainy effect, that you get a bit more, a watery look to everything. That would be super cool, wouldn't it? So that everything looks more wet when it's raining. Also, water is a texture that we should probably look into for our style. Okay, I think there's some sort of roofing thing coming into view here. Oh, it's made out of regular marble. Also, my new iPad will get wet if you add this. I will, yeah. I will, yeah. Okay. I will take the comment at face value, yeah. Spending time with Firefly gives my brain a workout. That's good. Magical Winter, built by Leyenda. Okay, we're visiting too many wonders now, which means that I made a great improvement, because then I always like to see what it looks like everywhere. But let's just look around for a bit, see if we can find a roof. But it's these tiny things, like making the graphics just slightly better, that just improve the overall quality and feel of the game so much. Another texture that I want to get into shortly is the leaves, so that we get a feel for how to make a leaves texture, because it's different than what you think it might be. And maybe we just toss out the trees altogether, make new trees, but let's see if we can make a texture first. If that doesn't work, we go with new geometry for the trees or so. Oh, yeah. Here's some glossy tiles over there again. And it just feels so good that they're all angled downwards. I wonder, if you end up in Valesi while doing this testing, yeah, everyone, what about it? I've already got there once, and I said, okay, we are not supposed to look at this. And then we just went to another wonder. I want to see how you make the leaves so bad. Well, stick around. Oh, heads up, by the way, I will not be streaming on Monday or Tuesday, because then the power will be cut again. People will be installing new electricity conduits or whatevers. And like the earliest I probably will stream again is on Wednesday. Ooh, marble floor. Tiles right. Okay, so maybe we can do a tiles texture as well. There's so many textures that we can do. Bamboo on the walls. Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical. Play it. It's the new one you visit.
Oh, divine.
Yeah, everyone, like if I press a random wonder like this and we end up in the new Valesi, I just ignore it. Yeah, that's what I do. Or maybe I'm just like at an angle that you can't see too much of it, but I just ignore it and go on and move on with my life. I tell people to ignore it too. Leave immediately. At once.
Hey, sweet hall.
Alright, so I think we're sort of like happy playing with this. Nefersby has a few tiles left and right on that one building over here, so maybe we can get a feel if that's still good. Maybe we can fly over there. Ooh, did you see the sun rise there? Oh, it's so good. Sorry if I sound overly excited, but I am really happy with the way this is looking. I feel finally this feels like a more solid structure than it's ever been. This roof feels more solid than it's ever been. I hope I hope Obi watches this sometime and says like, yeah, it's pretty good. Decompress with some yeehaw, yeehaw. There we go. It's good. It's good. Thank you, Crunchy. It just wouldn't be the same without you. What's in here? That's what she said. Anyway, okay. That's good. That's good. We're making some good progress here. I will on my own time see if the code is good, if the code is correct. So one more time, the files that we changed for this portion are like making sure we have a way of not mirroring the tapered blocks, and we render specific tapered blocks as mirrored now. So the ceramic stuff. Yeah, so it's basically adding like this entire portion, this entire section. This is the unmirrored version of the geometry. And given the lack of like problems converting this, because I had this amazing regular expression thing, find and replace, I think we can remove these files because we don't need the old versions anymore. It was just very easy to do. We got through this very quickly and efficiently. And this is just the old version of the block. We don't change that at all. And we have just minor changes here. I'm not liking this. I don't know why these methods ended up shuffled like this. So I have to investigate this. Like, why do we have two mesh pyramidical vertices now? Is it because we moved them in the order here? Like these two functions. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not loving the fact that they changed around this much. But I will check in the other code base, see if this is correct. And then we now allow the regular block thing to do the mirrored ones. Oh, and this is the part that we should check still. If we do the mirroring correctly here, I believe. Because we now do the... Maybe we can check and fix this one if it's incorrect. So I think we do the timber framing in that function now. So let's see if this is now correctly rendered. Because these ones should be rendered in the regular block instead of the taper block. And already you can see that it's incorrect. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's incorrect. So let's see if we can get the normals fixed for that style over there.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Yeah. See how the normals are also mirrored. So the normals here are mirrored and they should be non-mirrored. So I think it's a matter of, let's go into a regular block mesher. Regular block mesher. Nice typing here, block mesher. Once we start mirroring stuff here, we need to make sure that the vertex is also mirrored. The normal is also mirrored. And it's also in the XY plane.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
So this is a bit of technicalities to make sure that the light is correctly reflected. Let's see, are these mirrored as well? Yeah. So what you would expect is to see a sort of symmetry here. And not like mirrored symmetry, but repetitional symmetry, which is the opposite of symmetry, but don't worry about it. We need to fix all of these normal mappings. But that doesn't take place at this level. It doesn't take place at this level. We need to make sure that we do that in the face creation. So not get create vertex. would we have to do it over here? Add face, yeah. Set up ambient occlusion vector. And this is starting to look a lot like Christmas. So I think we can copy that over from the tapered block mesher. We already have the code over here. It's somewhere in the mirrored block creation thing. I'm sorry if I do this too quickly. Normal orientation. Set up normal, or I think this is the exact code that we want to copy. So we create the vertices, and now we need to make sure if it's a mirrored block we do the flipping thing. Set up normal map orientation. Oh, and we don't know if it's a left or right face. Now what? Now what do we do? Do we just hope that this top portion works? Like this? And if block mirrored is block style, if it's a vertical face, we do this, okay? And then we copy over this second part still. Else. And then we just remove this clause because we cannot do it. Okay, it compiles. It's probably correct. There we go.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
No. There's no way it can be correct. There's no way this is correct. It's sort of correct though. So the symmetry is there. It does actually work. The repetition is now there. But it's the other way around. If you take a look at the way that this plaster is set up, it's now flipped the other way around. I believe. So we did take care of the repetition, but let's move this entire orchestration over somewhere nicer. Yeah. You like it like that? There's something weird going on. We are flipping the X, but it feels like we also need to flip the Y in places. Maybe I will just take care of this after the stream is done, because this is going to be a lot of thinking about those normal maps, and yeah, you flipped it like you gotta reflip it.
Oh, no time to waste,
If I
let's
place
go.
the plaster block right next to it, you can sort of see that the colors are not correct. Let me get a few of these. Yeah, this is not what I wanted. I never asked for this, but okay. If you take a look at this, I can't really point. If you take a look at this top shape, which sort of looks like a V that's sort of rotated to the left, then you can see that the top part here has got blue in it, and there's sort of bright green at the bottom of the U shape. And on this block, it's got cyan and dark cyan, and this one has got, so the flipping is good in the sense that we get repetition, so all of the slash slanted timber framing has got the same color, and all of the backslash has got the same as well, except it's flipped in the Y direction or so. So do we just flip everything here? Vertex LT dot normal orientation. Just one try. Normal map orientation Y is it feels wrong to just blindly flip them all.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
No time to waste, let's go. Now they're both wrong. Now everything is wrong. Did we even make a change, by the way?
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. Yeah, it was good. It was good though. Then maybe we just... Maybe this is the trick. We just flip the Y instead of the X. Don't ask me. Don't ask why this would work. But it's just the way it is sometimes. Gonna make a change.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
For once in my life. Nope. But maybe if we then do X here. Okay, now we're just in, like I said, this is just trying things out until they work. I'm not sure if this is the way to approach it. There's no way this can be right. No, it is not right. Okay, I'll look into this after the stream. I'll probably fix it. On my own time, and then I'll commit to change. Sing for us. I don't have my acoustic guitar here. Next time I will sing for you. Perfection takes time, indeed. I will have to find out like why this isn't working, and then we'll make it work. It's probably got something to do with the fact that we don't have that left-right face thing anymore, and it's just all wrong. I will keep the code like this, so I have to remember regular block measure still needs to be done. Now I need to quickly get my phone. Then who was phone? Boop, there we go. Right, so you can see a difference between the plaster pattern on these blocks and the plaster pattern on these blocks. I will take care of it. So parts of it are already more correct than they were, and parts of them are not correct. So forget about it. I'll take care of it. The reminder is in the code now. It was Michael Jackson, yeah. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's the man in the mirror, you know it. Because this block is mirrored, get it? That's why it's the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror, let's see. Michael Jackson, man in the mirror. Does he have chords here or anything? Chords. Not sure if it was Michael Jackson. It was. Not sure if you know the song. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah. Nice. You know, I'm also a singer, a piano, and has quite a good years amount of experience when it comes to music production. There we go. There we go. You're everything. You're everything someone could ever be. One moment. Before we head over into the next segment, here we go. I only have this Les Paul with me here, but let's see. You can't hear it, it's not tuned. It's not tuned. and I can't sing with this guitar. I need the acoustic. Now we're in for it. Meh. Get Out says meh. Gonna make a change for once in my life. Yeah. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. It doesn't have enough volume to carry my voice. Like I don't have something to like get my pitch. Summer's disregard. No, it doesn't work with this guitar. But hey, you know. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his... Doesn't work, and it's too high. The song is too high. I need to transpose it. But I like the song. It's a very good song. Also, I'm not Michael Jackson. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize. It's a good song. I can't do it right now. The song is good. Yeah, bravo. Don't clap for this. It was the best. It was the worst guitar playing ever heard. But hey, it was an intermission. So now we're back to doing the code thing. I want to do more of the code thing. Right. So next up, another coding idea. We already did a bit of texturing with the roofing tiles. But next up is another coding idea. The song is so good, yeah. Like I should probably figure out if I can play music on the stream, because that would add a bit of atmosphere, like for passing the hours. The dude doesn't care, indeed. I might get my acoustic in here, so it would be nice to maybe have it around for every stream. It just sounds so good, and it like lets me really sing a song instead of like having to adapt my volume to the guitar. Yeah, so back to this idea. The rounded column. So never gonna give you up. Indeed, it's allowed. The rounded columns. So last time we did this, we did a very quick hack where we said, okay, please engine, please smooth out all of the normals for us. In my stream I usually add my own musica or play piano, yes. So what we did in the last stream was to simply say like, all of the vertices, please smooth them. So this is our column again. Whoa, this is actually a pretty good rendition of the column. But that implied that these top vertices would point upwards, like this, and the bottom ones would point downwards, like this. Now I have an idea. What if we did a halfway measure? The brain break is over, indeed. We're back to crunching our brains. What if we said, okay, this entire top face can point upwards, so we do have a square-ish looking top face, and the bottom face would like point downwards. But what if we then only took these side faces and make these rounded, so that we would have roundedness in the like column portion, and that the caps would have a more solid flat appearance. Maybe that's a good half measure, so that you can visually recognize the top and bottom portions of these. Also because we have the like center hollowing code now. I mean, that's something new. We can take a look what that looks like. So we do a half measure. We round off the sides and we don't round off the caps. Let's quickly dive into the game to see what we're working with.
No time to
Okay,
waste, let's go.
we're still in normal mode, but we're going to replicate this effect that you see on the bamboo stick. We did this with the texture currently, and as you can see, it's not very smooth. It's got like 4 bands in there because we have very limited pixel resolution. It's only an 8-bit texture. So what if we could delegate that to the engine and say like, okay, this is going to be perfectly rounded on the sides, but the top portion is still flat. We can still like make our own top portion. So I think a concrete pole is a very nice one to, or poison barrel. Maybe we take the pipes. Steel pipe. We don't have a texture for that one just yet. Steel pipe is hollow. Okay, so let's run with it. And maybe we can make the inner portion, maybe we could smooth that one. Maybe that's also a fun idea. I like how you teach us about your thinking without us knowing about it. yeah, I'm getting used to the format, Crunchy. So I've been streaming a lot this past week. I think 5-6 live streams or so. It's a different way of streaming than the game. The game is just playing the game, seeing and commenting, casting what happens. Here I want to give a bit of upfront knowledge so that you know what we're getting into, get a feel for what we're gonna do, and I hopefully talk you through the process in a way that you sort of like understand and learn something from it. That's sort of the approach I want to take here. But it's a bit of a different approach to streaming the game. And I'm still learning how to do this. I sometimes re-watch parts of the stream and notice that I'm sometimes getting stuck on portions that are not like really interesting to watch. It's all a learning process. Okay, so we have the pipe here. And it has the appearance, and maybe we do indeed place a concrete pole or so next to it. Concrete pole, this one, it's way flatter shaded. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the first thing to notice here, it's good that you do it in front of your community too, indeed. First thing to notice, and this is going to be the change, the sides of the block, they are very delineated here, so you have a very hard transition between the shadow face and the lit face here, and we're going to make that smooth, to make it round, as it were. But the top face should still be like this. It should still have this very flat appearance to it. So let's see if that looks good. Because this is what we're trying to emulate with our texture in the bamboo. And if we can get rid of that emulation, of that fake effect, it will be a victory. Because then we can say this block should look rounded on the sides. And then we don't have to do the rounding in the texture anymore. And it will help us with the barrels and make like very nice looking metal pipes. So let's go with this. So let's first go back to the thing that we did before. So we set up the vertex position, and then we said vertex dot model vertex dot smoothing, no, normal smoothing, normal map, no, smoothing group or something it's called. Material, normal orientation. Oh yeah, we use the normal. We abuse the normal for that. Is normal vertex smoother outside. This is what we did last time.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
So look. There's a bit of shadow artifacts going on. No, ignore those. The smoothing on this, the look of it is a lot smoother now. You don't have the like the hard transition between the faces anymore. I think on the metals we can probably get the sun to reflect. Maybe we'll have to use the cinematic camera here. So yeah, we can get the sun to reflect, and that's the lantern, and the other one is the sun. Let's see if we can get in here. Do we see the sun? Yeah, that's the sun coming in. So it's a very nice, smooth highlight that transitions nicely, roundedly over the face. But the problem now is that everything is smoothed. So here it looks like a very smooth cylinder of sorts. And I like the effect in the center. I mean, that's exactly cool. So maybe we can sort of like reuse or tweak that. But for this one, it's a nuisance. For this one, we sort of want to make the tops flat still. So instead of doing this for all of the vertices of the block, we remove this. And now we move into the function that creates the side faces. Add vertical face, side vertex. Okay, we get or create a side vertex. We set up the position, set up vertex texture coordinates, set up ambient occlusion. Okay, now we only do it here. So quick hack here, vertex normal is AD vertex normal smoother outside. So hopefully we'll now have a sharp cap and a smooth side.
Let's go.
Okay, we have a sharp cap, see? Sharp cap on it. And we have a smooth side. So this should also work for the metal pipe. Yeah, it's very smooth on the edges, with this sort of rim lighting effect going on. But the cap itself is still sharp. If we take a look at it from the normal map point of view, so we go back into crazy color, the news is noise, yeah.
Oh, no time to waste.
And
Let's
news
go.
bit my sister once. We're now back in normal mapping mode, so this is sort of indicative of the 3D vector in which light will reflect off of it. See the metal pipe, the sides, they are very smoothly transitioning between all of these directions, but the cap and the center of it is still sharp. Same with the concrete pole, the cap is very sharp, it's just a single light orientation, while it is rounded on the sides. And it's the sort of same effect that we get on this bamboo stick. So this is the bamboo stick with the texturing going on, with additional smoothing now from the normals. But see, on the corners we get this weird texture artifact now, because the texture is artifacting. But it's so much smoother than the four sort of bands that we had before. So I want to see if we can make this look good. And also maybe see if we can make the center smooth as well. So how do we smooth the center portion? It's easy, Firefly. We do that by we do that in the new function that we have. It's in the girder block measure. Girder block measure. We have a hollow cap thing now. Add cap, add quad, add hollow cap. So what if we do interpolate the center vertex? Is that what we want? Vertex mm, normal, model vertex normal is 8A normal, yeah. Butter it, smooth as butter.
Oh, no
It's
time
butter
to waste.
to
Let's
the
go.
ears. Okay, so the center is now pointing upwards, which is exactly what we would expect from this, because those faces meet and they all point upwards. That's sort of the shared element to it. But maybe we also want to do the sides then. So let's say vertex 1i dot norm model vertex normal is AD. Smooth it on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Boom. This should smooth out the top
Oh, no time to
portion
waste.
as
Let's
well.
go.
Ooh. Ooh. It is so smooth. You've never seen anything quite like it. And Link says, thank you for fixing 3D. It's really good. Links, can you now enter text without having to switch keyboards? It should now fall back to the regular keyboard. So I fixed that bug. Is the controller support still weird? Because then I should probably look into that as well. So smooth inside. Ooh la la. Smooth on the outside. Also smooth on the inside. So let's go to PBR frag. Let's disable normal map view here. And let's see if we get a nice look to
No time
this
waste.
now.
Let's go.
Okay, it's a pipe. It's a pipe. Oh, what I think I want to do is to make the rim flat still, and then only smooth it for the center. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. That's what we like. That's what we want. So maybe we add the rim quads first, and then we create the center vertex, and then we smooth out the inner portion. Smooth out the hollow center. Haven't played with the controller yet, been kind of busy, don't worry about it. It actually cheesed.
Oh, no time to waste. Let's go.
Ooh yeah, check this out. Oh, this is so good. See, the cap is now flat. The cap is flat, which is good because we want to have a bit of delineation on there. And then the center is so smooth. Oh, baby. Anyway, here we go. So this is combined with the texture. There's a bit of glow here because we do a double rainbow sort of effect on this one, I believe. So we probably want to get rid of that. Haven't played yet, I lost my game from my devices. I'll give you something for a like. Are you threatening me? Well, maybe I am. I want that pipe.
Oh, no
That's
time to
what
waste.
they
Let's
all
go.
say. Ooh, see the scent? Oh, see, it's so smooth on the inside. Oh, which coincidentally is what I said. See, you get this circular reflection as well. Mario pipe, sort of, but then you want to use the patina. This one. This is the Mario pipe. It's me, Mario! Mario time! Oh, see the metal reflection on it? It's just so good. And it's got these rounded edges to it now, so it has a smooth reflection on the sides. I'll be sending my email by 3-4 hours, Firefly. Looking forward to it, thank you. Hey, this is the effect that we wanted. And instead of having to use a texture to do it now, we just use the engine for it. Big question becomes, do we have a build that uses these pipes somewhere? Because I want to see what it looks like. Now, every pipe has this. We want to introduce a property to say like, hey, this pipe has it, that pipe doesn't. Oh, but you can already see the effect here. Like the smooth shading on this flower pot, for instance. It's not a flower pot, but you get what I'm saying. Like the much more smooth shading, also on the concrete pillars. So I think especially for marble or so, it would be really nice. But what's a build with metal pipes? Does anyone know a build with metal pipes? Where we could go? Maybe 12 Wonders? 12 Kingdoms, sorry. Okay, so here... These are already metal pipes. Can you give a clue if there are more Easter eggs other than the PvP thing? Easter eggs, PvP thing. After you program all this, let's hang out at my barbecue. Looking forward to it, Crunchy. Ooh, it does look nicely round. Which is what she said. See? You get this nice rounding effect on it now. Of course, it's a bit fake. Like we fake it, but it's still pretty good. Do we then just want all of these blocks to have it? Because check it out, these bricks, they are so much more smooth now. The shading on it. Do we just add this illusion everywhere? Is that good? Shall we visit Neferspi? Because it's got brick columns in there as well. On the corners. When I log in, I wish to see those new bricks he was working on, but... Steamland has some copper pipes. Okay, where's Steamland? It looks very realistic. The lighting on those pillars is now a bit softer. And it looks very realistically round. The steampunk build, I understand. It's just not an official wonder yet, Ruan. I can't go there with TW. I cannot go there. Girlfriend. So do we want the effect just on everything? Like the smoother shading, is it just like good at all? Here, especially with light falling onto it, it's just more subtle. Here, check out the transition from light to dark here. It's such a nice, smooth transition. Let's visit another random wonder. Eclixie. Okay, it is a random wonder.
Oh, divine.
Ooh. What is this? Ruined stone column. See how smooth it renders. See how smooth the transition is. We should definitely do that texture next. Because maybe this was the magic trick. We don't smooth the caps, we don't smooth the top sides, but we do smooth the sides. See? Oh, it looks so good. Are there any blocks that we would want to be super square? And I like the way that this looks. See all of these sticks? They all render so smoothly, as if they are round. Is that what we want? I feel it fits the style really well. Magical winter. Oh, here, the same here. Just the flavor to it. Are these rune stones as well? Rune stones, yeah, but the pillar, is that a rune stone? Brown rope. Okay. It's hard to tell. Maybe once the textures are on there, we don't like the effect as much. But as far as I've seen it so far,
And now we found
it's really great.
And we're happy.
See this center column? This is a marble pillar. Would we imagine a marble pillar to be round? Amelia's going to be building. So much more work to do, indeed. A lot to do, so little time. Now we might also want to start rounding these off then. You're gonna get the dragon during Christmas. Hey. Looking forward to it, Amelia. I like your confidence. I like your style. La Primavera. Okay, this is a water barrel. This is wood. And here's wood bark. Yeah, it does add a lot of flavor though. It makes the column blocks much less invasive. In the sense that they... see, they just shade so nicely now. So smoothly. The marble pillar is wet looking. Yeah, but we haven't added a texture to it just yet. But see the roundedness of this these tree bark things. Is this just a stylistic choice? Do we just say, okay, everything is going to have it? Opinions, people? Because I think it looks really, really good. It smooths everything out a little bit, makes it less harsh. Not a lot of columns in this build. Because we did our best to make everything smooth. So, where things are smooth. So, why not do it here? Just stylistically. I mean, it just adds a bit of flavor to it. Where previously it were just flat faces. You've got a flat face. Oh, I'm writing you the email now. There you go. It's smosome. It's not shonky anymore. Oh, and this also holds for the girders probably. We should check the girders too. Oh, here we have a lot of pipes. Here we have a lot of pipes. Smooth pipes. Do we like this? Do you like the pipes being like this? There will be of course more detailing to them, but do you like the roundedness of the pipes? The glossiness? The roundedness? Oh, they feel like pipes. Do we like this? Next wonder. Psychedelia by Infamous. Lots of columns to be enjoyed here. Ooh! Are these marble columns? I like the way they look. Sean Key, the $8 million man. Here the marble, wow, with the gloss in the like in the center to the lamp. Here again, marble. I think marble was one of the blocks that I didn't want to appear rounded, but now that I see this, I think I want marble to be rounded too.
Nothing like that.
It's so
Treasure
round.
smell.
Check it out. It's so round. It really feels like a Roman temple of sorts, or is it Greek? I have no idea. Like,
And now we found
hi
the
Gargolic, how are you doing?
happy. Just what we
Gargolic,
wanted to
we need your input. Do you like these rounded columns, these rounded pillars over here? Okay, so we don't do the girders just yet. See, the girders, they are square. You rounded it like a god, yes. So the girders, like these faces are still distinct. but the pillars are rounded. Yeah, they look gorgeous. They look gorgeous. Pillars more rounded than real rounded pillars. Boom. I like your jokes, Get Out. So stay in. Hi, Garlic. Crunchy says, hi, Garlic. I like him, I like him, I like him, I like him, I like him. Salam alaikum.
New treasure smell.
Do we then also round these cinder blocks columns? It might be a fun effect. Ooh! It adds so much texture and flavor. We just walk in through this door. Ignore the textures on these walls. These are the old textures. So ignore these textures. But look at the way that the columns are now rendered. I feel we do this for every block. I feel we do it for every block. The marble columns now look more like Greek columns, indeed. But oh, take a look at the... Oi, 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 oi. People. We're in the material museum here. And things are looking up. Oi, 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 oi. I'm not getting hungry. I just want it all. Oh, imagine these columns textured. Oi, 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 oi. It just adds... This turns it from a like square voxel game into a full... What? 3D modeling. Super amazing. Super califragilistic. So shall we do the girders next? So shall we also add the effect to the girders to see what it looks like? This was wonder number 28. Okay, let's keep 28 in mind. And then we also try the girder block measure. And then we do the same trick over here. How to spell oyi, ui, ui, oi, oi, oi. It's oi, oi, oi. It's Dutch. Isn't that weird? It's Dutch. So we add something here. We mesh something here. Set up the materials, add the caps, okay. Add top and bottom faces. Okay, right before we do this, we want to add the smoothing setup thing here. I'm not sure why we have this many vertices, and do we get or create them or something? No, we just make them ourselves. Okay, so that's going to be a lot of work here. Quick hack. We have vertex 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. We've got 8 different vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's probably all of them. Oi, oi, oi. Crunchy, my man. What are you doing to me? Let's just see, let's add them in the order that we see them here. So 1 BM, 0 BM. That's one portion. And then we do the bottom part, which is 1 FM. This sounds like a radio station. Vertex 1 FM, listen to us now. Now. 0 CB, 1 CB. Can you yodel? I never tried it, I must admit. Are these all of them? Which number was it? 28?
It's underway, so let's go.
Okay. And now the girders on top should also be super smooth. Except for the caps. The caps are still square. Oh, the off-white coloring. Ooh, the subtle. Doing it from the wrong side, but doesn't matter. Ooh, it's so smooth. Do we like this? Do you want it? Do we do this for all the blocks? You could of course imagine that bricks should be sharp. That's to be expected. You expect bricks to be sharp, like to be squarish. But the effect just looks so good. Yodel is life-threatening, just like speaking French. Hey, je parle français, comment ça va, mesdames et messieurs? Nous jouons Angeldust, c'est aventure allégresse. Et je m'appelle François, comment ça va? I mean, the roundedness is just too good to be left on the table, I believe. Or do we leave it up to the builders of the wonders? I would need... Ruwan, are you still watching? Ruwan, do you want all of the columns to be smooth, like this? So that we get smooth lighting on them? It's just so nice. Or do you want them to be square in part? Also, we should probably take a look at the upside down stairs blocks to see if we wrap the texture correctly for those. Maybe remove some of the mirroring on those as well. I really love the look of these rounded columns and then having the flat caps. Like this is the effect that I'm talking about. You can even see it at lower P levels. It's lower P levels, lower quality levels. The effect is just that obvious. Like the question is, do we use this smooth shading even for the cinder blocks? Maybe if we make the texture, we get a better idea of it. It might be nice to have a distinction between different material types. But I'm loving it on the marbles so far. People say these look more rounded than actual rounded marble things. I really like this. I really like this look. Just check it out. This is also rounded stuff. Just the way that the lights reflect too. Like the light reflection is just so circular and symmetrical. And this white one, oh, from over here, oh, it's just so good. It looks very good. Yes, I enjoy. Even for the cinder blocks, Ron, because that's the question. Like, you would expect like these blocks to be stacked up against each other rectangularly, but the lighting is just. Oh, here, like here you see sort of a problem. Like here the girder is rounded, and these are supposedly cinder blocks, and now that might look a bit out of place. So maybe we do introduce a difference, like a property to say, hey, some blocks are rounded and some are not, because it might be weird to have this be rounded off. Though it does add a nice bit of flavor. Again, I still like it. Also, the texture is incorrect, so the texture needs to go as soon as possible as well. Because this gives a bit of a wrong vibe to it. We will just need to experiment. Because maybe the builder actually intended for these columns to be squarish, because they are cinder blocks. Otherwise they would have used marble. But take a look at this entire gallery, like this entire line of columns. If you had used marble, it would have been like super rounded. So maybe we respect the fact that it's bricks. But the marble is going to be rounded, for sure. The metal is going to be rounded, for sure. Maybe the wood, so like the wood would also be not rounded, because the wood would be planks hammered together. Yeah, I think we do make it optional per material. Doesn't take away that it looks amazing. Doesn't take away that it looks amazing, the shading on it. So players will have the option in the future to choose rounded or not. Hey, we've got Muhammad over here. Hello, Muhammad. And we've got Muhammad Osman here. Hello, Muhammad and Muhammad. How are you doing? And Surab is now here. Okay. Suddenly everyone is here. Hello, everyone. I'm the only one with a different... To be honest, I like the rounded columns in general for all materials, Gargolic says. Muhammad Usman, I'd say without Obi things are different, indeed. Muhammad, suit up. Here, come on, get some health. You're almost dead. No, Lieutenant. I just keep saying this. Okay, the brick pillar looks a bit shonky because we still need to update the texture. Oh, here's a nice temple with column blocks. Oh, and the roof, the repetition on the roof, I like it. Yeah, this looks nice, this looks nice. Don't you all agree? This looks nice. But it's something to consider. I think having the distinction left up to the builders might be a good idea. Because some parts you might just want to want to appear square. I'll be going now. Amelia says, I need to watch some vid or read on Google why I can't even download free games or games that I already... Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. That I had before. It's weird, yeah, so maybe your Apple ID was blocked or something, maybe that can happen? I have no idea about this. I never asked for this. Fortunately my Apple ID still works, so I'm happy, but I cannot really help you. Okay, good. Let's not get sidetracked too much anymore. Do you want everything to be round or not? It's a good question. If it's blocked, I want to know how to unblock it, lol.
Been looking for this.
Maybe it's just as simple as a phone call or an email to Apple support or so. I definitely like the effect on the pillars, and you could also argue that the lantern could be rounded. But then why don't make everything rounded? It's tough question, tough call. I think the roundedness definitely adds to the charm of the visual style. We make good use of the fact that we have normal mapping now. Also take a look at the nice little roofing tiles we have here. See y'all later. Have a nice weekend, Amelia. I will be streaming Angeldust Live, the real show, in like a few hours. In about... What? 3 hours already? Yeah, in about 3 hours I will be streaming Angeldust Live. It's a bit earlier today. Oh. Everything is just so good. I think the lantern doesn't need to be rounded. Okay, so then we already, like as soon as we have one exception, we need to make it optional. Then we need to make it optional, and then the bricks should probably also be square, so that players have a choice. Like, do you want rounded marble columns, or do you want to have the non-rounded cinder blocks? And then we have a few edge cases, like what is concrete? Is concrete rounded? I think concrete can be rounded. I pass this question to Obi, he probably shoots some sharp words. Yeah, but don't worry about it. Hey, it's good to get more ideas and to get more feedback on the ideas. So, and we can probably work something out. Is this a pipe? Yeah, pipe. I think rounded are better, except bricks. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, and I think wooden planks can also be squarish because it's wooden planks. They are just hammered together at angles. But the water barrel could maybe be round because a water barrel can be rounded. So then you get a bit of like this is the wooden pole. There's also a water barrel texture. The water barrel can be rounded because those planks are just bent that way. Baby, I was bent that way. Mama, poker face, papa, poker face. And here we have marble pillars, and yeah, they are rounded. Good. I like it. Dream Cidia, Badadi. Okay, yeah, here. I like this effect on the patina pillars. Just the roundedness to them. So for metals, we definitely want to have the roundedness. I mean, what's not to like about this? It's just very nice. And this way you can also have plant pots that are rounded or not. Which are also in the village, supposedly. Ooh, the lamp is reflecting. Looking good, Wendy Simple says. Thank you. It's just such a different flavor to it. Such a different flavor, just having these poles be rounded and just the way that light reflects in them. It's good to have different flavors.
And we're happy.
Ooh, the red light reflecting in the blue roofing tiles. Who expected these things to look this good? I did. What's this material? Orange marble pillars. Check it out, check it out. It just feels so in place. And you don't even notice that the columns themselves aren't that round. You don't even notice. It's just there. It's rounded. It's just there. I can't stress this enough. They are rounded. They are just there. And these are concrete cinder blocks columns. Okay, yeah, so these then would be squarish. It's all good. And this is patina on the roof. Yellow rope. Okay. Rope could definitely be rounded because a rope in real life is also rounded. Like even if it's a amalgamation of multiple bundles or strands, it's still a rounded end shape. City of Justice.
Been looking for this.
Okay, we are noodling around too much. Is this a pipe? It's a copper pipe, isn't it? Copper pipe, yes, you could tell by the reflection. Can be rounded, is nice. Rounded can be nice. What are you? Lantern blocks. Okay, so these would be rectangular. That's a lot of lantern blocks, by the way, stacked on top of each other. Those are symbions, those are already rounded. Okay, here we have wooden planks, those would be square then. One more wonder, Le Royaume. Okay, we've got a temple over here, which I already know. And this is the penultimate, the epitome of the block. White marble pillars. Just check out the shading on these. Here's your temple. So it could use a bit more detailing in the temple itself. Whoa. This feels like a Greek temple or Roman temple like I've ever seen one. Boom. Ooh, it feels just so good. Like walking, you feel that the pillars are rounded. You just feel it. They're not bricks anymore or blocks anymore. They're just rounded columns. Wow. Wow, wow, wowie. Let's time-lapse these. See if we can get a nice lighting on it. See? Rounded, 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 rounded. Rounded. They are round. They are rounder than the real round columns. And that's cartoony, it's exaggerated, but that's cartoony. Here, check it out, whoa, whoa. I like it, I like it. One more screenshot here. Ooh, ooh. It's just so good. I hope you're all enjoying this, because I am enjoying this. Alright, so lots of things to consider. I think this is a good addition. This is a good addition to have the engine round off the blocks. It's so much smoother. The lighting effect is real nice. So what we can do for the ending of the stream is, if this is going to be added, and let's open up the old Angeldust game here.
Oh, no time to waste.
I
Let's
hope
go.
the music is not too loud. This is going to be a very short segment in the game, so don't mind the music too much. I think we already went through this, but bamboo would be rounded, poison barrel would be rounded, beanstalk would be rounded, the bricks chimney would be square, 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 cinder blocks, square, square. Concrete pole might be rounded. I think it's nice to have the concrete be rounded. I'm not sure what the technique is called in English, but here in Dutch in the Netherlands, when you build or construct a house and the ground is too soft or too mushy, if the ground is too wet, we have these poles that go into the ground. And there are very long poles made out of concrete, and those are rounded. And I think that's a nice look to have for the concrete, to make it rounded. And that is called heipalen. So I'm not sure what that is in English. Piles. There we go. So piles, like a pile driver, like you drive piles into the ground and you build your house on top of that. And those are rounded. So I think concrete should be rounded, because the original concrete block itself, we've got concrete like this, but do we also have shaped concrete? No. Okay, so that's a bit of an omission in the palette of blocks, but don't worry about it. This is going to be a pole. It's going to be rounded, because you can pour concrete into a rounded shape. Marble will be rounded. Rounded, 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 rounded. Pipes, metal pipes will be rounded, so rounded, 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 rounded. Steel rod, also rounded. The ropes will be rounded. It looks very different from the original version to the previous version. Yes, that's exactly what we're shooting for. Then the ruin stone will not be rounded. The tree stump. Tree stump will be rounded. Sure, tree stump is rounded, because if you chop down a tree and you make it into stumps, sorry, and you put them right next to the house for putting into the fireplace or so, then the tree stumps will be rounded. Like, a tree is not square. The water barrel will also be rounded, because these planks can be like sort of imagined to be round, but then the wooden pole is not rounded, and the dark wooden pole is also not rounded. I think that's the distinction that I'm going to use. So if the bamboo is going to be rounded, we can now update our texture. I think that's maybe the last thing that we do on the stream, and then maybe let's see where we end up. So let's make a archive folder here. But the root is square. It's a square root, get it? 12. Rounded stick. Texture. So we have a copy of the bamboo stick here, and now we will change the displacement texture. Scale normals to 100% the pixplant for this texture to be round. Use vertical tiling in pixplant to reduce corner artifacts. Here, boom. Our artifacts are gone. So our nodes can be removed. We don't have to do the specialized pixplant process anymore. We do keep the ends. We don't have the circular displacement. We don't have any need for that anymore. Yeah, I want to delete that layer. And now we have to make the background lighter. Was it 255 that we were shooting for? Is it me you are looking for? So, this is our new displacement map. It's a bit subtler than the one we had before. Sorry. There we go. Bamboo stick PBR displacement, that's good. Things are gonna change, I can feel it. So, like, along the way we make engine improvements and we just get everything looking super sharp and super good. Right, here we go. This is a very subtle displacement map now. It's just a bit of rounding towards the vertical edges of the bamboo stick. So we smooth out the normal map like this. We can keep the tiling, and let's save it as the bamboo stick. Bamboo variations, bamboo stick normal. It's going to look completely different. Ambient occlusion is also much different now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have the weird artifacts going on anymore because of the banding in the texture. So let's say ambient occlusion. Then we save the new material map. Hey! I saved the wrong file again. I did this last stream, I needed to update this file. But we will do the cap as well. So this is the new material side for it. Totally different texture. We might even be able to reuse that for different blocks. We convert it, run it. And let's work locally for a moment. Alright, so the sides of the block are now super smooth. See, the shading on this is super smooth. We do have the rounding on the edges, not near the bottom and near the top. And now we only need to take care of the... or do we even need to change the additional texture? Because we have smoothing in that as well now. Let's remove this for a bit. Oh, you can already see here the like the delineation between the bamboo sticks is very subtle. Now, do we need to tweak the inner cap texture a bit? What has changed? So it's now rounded. And let's see what we had as a displacement map for that. It was this. Okay, we do have a rounded displacement map for the center. So I'm thinking this is good. I don't think we have to change this at all, because the rendering of the cap, like of these edges, is now still flat. And the center is just like weirdness or oddness anyway. So the only thing that I have to do is to replace that ambient occlusion map with the right one. So we open up the small displacement map, this one. Then we smooth the normals. And we extract the ambient occlusion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just so we have the right file saved again, because I just overwrote the incorrect file. Hey Niels, what's up? Niels, we're working on a lot of changes to the texture mapping in the game.
Let's go.
The tiles, the roofing tiles are now not repetitive anymore. Or they are repetitive, sorry, they're not mirrored anymore. And we made the bamboo stick super smooth. Instead of using a texture for that effect, we're now doing it in the engine. And the golden pipes, the metal pipes, everything is so smooth now. So let's go to Neferspi.
Oh, no time to waste, let's go.
Take a look at our bamboo columns.
Why aren't we doing it?
Looking good, looking smooth. The bricks are also smooth, of course. We will remove that effect
Like that.
later on.
Treasure smell.
And maybe also the mirroring, because now you get these two big blocks next to each other with a bit of a normal artifact there. So maybe we also start removing the mirroring from the column blocks and the girder blocks. But overall, this is looking good. Super smooth here. Probably might not remain smooth, but the marble column can be smooth. Yeah, we want to take a look at the bamboo, so let's open up the time lapse. Do we get sunlight here? Yeah, there we go, from right to left. Yep, that's it. That's entirely it. That's the smoothing of the bamboo. Now, question to the audience, to the viewers. Do we want to do the cinder blocks column texture? Do we want to go there? Or should we just end the stream here? Let me wrap up, have lunch, and in about 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours, I do Angeldust live. Yeah, I need a bit of time off. So we did a lot of coding. Niels is here. Yeah, Niels is here. We did a lot of coding, so there's a few things that we still need to commit. that I need to get sorted out. It's in these source folders. So removing the mirroring from the tapered blocks. I also need to still tweak those normals there, which is this portion of the code. Yeah, this I need to fix still. And then I need to make the girder and column block roundedness depend on the material or depend on the specific block. Maybe once I've implemented that, so I think I will have time on Monday and Tuesday and maybe even today even to work on this. Maybe I can get that committed and then we can start working on more textures starting on Wednesday or so. Yeah, let's time out. Let's just say like, okay, we did great improvements here. I like the visuals. I like those rounded looks for the columns. But let's say like, okay, we ported the patch, which was great. So the patch can go into the trash. We did this. So we found a way to do rounded columns that still have a nice cap to it. And that look good. So let me see if I save that file. Documents, stream ID illustrations. Yeah, okay, I still have a copy of it. So this can go into the trash now. And this is my coding genius replacement thing. Does the game have a rootkit? Not yet. Not yet. So this was a genius replacement in Xcode. It saved us replacing 80 lines, I believe, or was it 40 lines? I think it's 80 lines or 40 lines. I don't know, but it saved us a lot of work. We just replaced the old texture coordinate assignment code with the new one. It's just so good. So let's save that file for future reference because we want to do more genius replacements in the future. So as a quick demo, let's see if we can find one more wonder with a column block or girder block. Those are pretty recent additions to the game, so you might not see them just everywhere. Yeah, you can feel the bricks are rounded now too, so it does feel good. I mean, I can't deny that it feels good with the rounded normals on them, but it might be a bit too much. It might be fun to give the players the option to make them rounded or not. But it does feel good. The lighting feels so smooth. But I can imagine that we want to have different kinds of shading for different materials. Maybe that's just another kill your darlings moment. Let's see, these side structures, they are made out of tree bark and wooden planks, I believe. So, like then half of them would be rounded and half of them would be not rounded. You can definitely feel the roundedness to these wooden planks. It feels weird for the wooden planks. It feels weird for the wooden planks. I will admit that. So let's go with the plan of making some of them rounded and some of them not rounded. I think this facade of this barn over here also has a few girder blocks. Yeah. We will make it optional and see what it looks like. And if it looks better with everything rounded, we will make everything rounded. But I think it's nice to have material distinctions. Magical winter. We sort of were already here. Rip. Rip this thing. Okay, I don't see too many columns of girders here. La Primavera, it did have some girders left and right. Oh yeah, here we have some wood. Water barrel. Okay, that one will be rounded, which is good. Nice marble column. Yeah, marble pillar, that's good. Oh wait, 29? Saint Rafar. We do have some lampposts left and right. We also have these market stalls, which use tree bark, so they will be rounded like this. Tree bark texture is under construction still. And they have cinder blocks at the columns. Okay, so here we would see a very nice distinction between sharp corners on the cinder blocks and roundedness of the tree bark. I also love the fact, or like the way that things look smooth even at the corners. That's a nice touch. Some good lighting on this. Now I want to go to the main square, because I think we have some lanterns, lampposts, signposts. Sort of like these ones, but different. We just keep on running and running. Okay, this is the old wooden planks texture. Still though, you can see that it's now rounded off. And that effect will be gone. It does have a nice feel to it though.
Oh, divine.
Let's go inside. No columns, no columns. Well, now the second question becomes, do we want to make the legs of the tables and the chairs also rounded? Question for the future. Let's focus on the bigger blocks first. Thank you for your attention, Penny says. You're welcome, Penny. It's what I do. I like the roundedness. Ooh, I like the roundedness. This would be interesting. Why? Remind me, why can't we make everything rounded? Oh yeah, because then things would look weird for some blocks. The girders in the column block style. Oh, the columns are so good. The columns, they are so good. Why do we not like it? Why do we not like it? Because we want to leave the choice to the players. It's kill your darlings. Firefly, kill your darlings. Yes, entirely. Okay, let's leave it at this. We're closing Xcode. We're closing our terminals. We're closing Texture Packer. There we go. Pretty much everything is closed now. Illustrator. And in the trash we find these files. They can go to. Anyone looking for some emotions? You can... the future is here. Alright, another interesting round of doing improvements to the engine. I'm glad we got the patch working. It was a 500 line diff or so. We integrated it into the engine. The new engine, which was good. It works, seems to work. There's a bit of a problem with the normal mapping on the regular blocks that are mirrored now. But we will fix that. We will be stronger than ever. There's probably like a small bug somewhere and we fix it. To that, we improved the bamboo stick texture because we now have rounded, or we are going to add roundedness to the engine so that the texture doesn't have to be rounded anymore and we don't have to do any tricks in Pixplan, which is a big improvement because this allows us to make everything much more consistent and like smooth looking. There is probably a way to do it better than we're doing right now, because I feel that we're using the normal smoother now, like by passing that smoothed normal thing to the engine, to the geometry creation, and that's probably not even necessary. We can just like make the normals point outwards where desired. We already know the orientation, I think, especially for the column blocks, so that's something that I want to fix and maybe optimize so we don't have to go through an entire geometry rendering process for that. But it's all good, it's all good. We will work it out. I will work it out behind the scenes, and next stream we'll probably have a flag per block that says this one is rounded, this one is not. Very cool. What's the game engine? Space Circus Media says. It's a custom crafted one. I'm not sure for how long you've been watching Space Circus Media, but it's entirely custom coded. It's a C++ engine. The game that currently uses this is Angeldust. It's available on all of the app stores. It's available for Raspberry Pi and Linux on itch, and it's also on Steam. So check out playangeldust.com if you want to see the trailer for the existing version of the game. But the tweak that we did today is to add rounded normals for these column blocks. So this shading is much smoother. And we also did better roofing tiles. So let me go up on one roof just to show you. It's Nezuko says, "Hi Firefly, how big the place I have to make for a wonder? It's not the size that matters, it's what you do with it." Clem is almost done with her snowman. Oh, that's cool. So previously this texture was wrapped incorrectly, or it was mirrored, and that works really well in the current version of the engine. But now it's not mirrored anymore, and we get these very nice, ooh, super smooth looking roofs. The texture itself was wrong. My roofing tiles were layered like this, so the water would flow underneath the lower tiles. So we changed the texture to be layered like this. Much better, like the top tile is on top of the bottom tile, so the water actually goes to the bottom instead of through the roof. Arctic Gate, yeah, that's wonder number 3? No. Give me the number, Ruan. Mason. Nice manicure looking roofs. Hey, you know it, you know it. Is it wonder number 5 then? But these are rounded columns now as well, so that's good. Wonder number 5? Mambo number 5. Artist for okay. The thing is though, this doesn't use that many columns. Okay, it does use a few columns. Okay, it does use many columns. Okay, forget what I said. Forget what I said. Oh, why don't we leave the columns to be rounded? Look at the shading. It's just so nice. Why do we want to go back to the square ones? Because cinder blocks are square. Okay, I understand. It leaves the choice to the players. I'm talking about Arctic Gate being like 6 chunks in size. Oh, okay. But still though, the columns look nice. But yeah, it works. Yeah. So it's not really the size of the build, it's the detailing and sort of the direction that you take it in. Oh, those nicely rounded columns. I love them. I love them. I fell in love with the block. I fell in love once and I'm lost completely. Let's take a screenshot to remind ourselves of the fact that it once looked good like this, but we are going to make it look worse because we like it, we want it. I think the roundedness really adds to the realism, but let's reserve it for the blocks that we want it to be rounded, whatever. I mean, whoa. It just adds a bit of a different macro texture to the entire image. It's open to debate, yeah, so this is probably like a place where we can say like, okay, it just adds that much more flavor to the texturing of the geometry. But hey, we still need to add the texture itself, so maybe we are wrong. Because see, the cap is still very red. The cap is still very concrete. I'm open to disagree with Obi, whatever he says. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely something that's like it adds these nice vertical lines to the entire image. Okay, but anyway, we've got plenty of things to think about. So that was just a demo for the dude called or girl called Space Circus Media. There you go. That was just a quick tour of what we did today. Very visual work, even though the patch itself was 500 lines of code that we had to go through, but the end result is pretty nice. And it's Nezuko says, "Hey Firefly, I'm still in process, but someday do you want to visit my place?" Sure, you can always send me a private message via the website, like playangeldust.com, send me a private message, and I can take a look, send me the coordinates of your build or where you're working. I'm not a big wonder builder, so if you want to have feedback on the architectural portions of it, ask Ruan, ask Obi, ask Angelio if they're still playing, I'm not sure, but maybe Rob12. Maybe someone can give you some advice on like building techniques or how to make it a proper wonder. There's also a thread on the forums on this, so I hope you already read that thread, because your question is probably already answered, like how big does it need to be? It doesn't need to be big at all. FYI, wonder. Angelio was ripped. Oh, sorry. Here. Wonders are a hot topic in Angeldust. Mostly everyone wants to be a wonder builder, get a rare badge and ride a Drakeling. It's an amazing career path in the game that makes you and your work shine. Your beautiful buildings can even make it into a spectacular Angeldust trailer, sometimes even with a cool time-lapse shot. Over the years I've noticed a few common elements to what makes a successful wonder. In the hopes of making everyone's attempt more fruitful, here are a few tips. Make something unique. Tip number 1. A great wonder revolves around a focused element or theme that a visitor will take away and remember after their visit. Stay focused. Once you have decided on your unique selling point, make everything in the wonder subservient to your goal. 3. Less is more. A wonder isn't just countless blocks, trees and buildings put together. Breathing room and empty space encouraging exploration are essential. 4. Let a player seek out their own path within. Make something open and multidimensional without forcing players into a linear sequence of vistas. Give players ample of ways to go in different directions. There we go. Be true to yourself, point number 5. Try to make something you personally believe in, that you are personally interested in. Motivation will come and go, but if you stick to something that you want to do, it makes things a lot easier. Don't copy or emulate others. There you go. And what I just said, I am not an architect or miracle worker. You alone decide how to make your wonder. If I don't like your build yet, I can't give tips for improvement, just my subjective thoughts on what I experienced. So read this topic. It's a good topic. There are plenty of tips here. Thanks. And it's not a be-all, end-all, be-all guide or something. It's just a few tips that I've learned over the years. And other builders have also added tips there. So make use of it. It will prevent a lot of wasted time. So this was this dev's live stream. The next dev live stream will probably be on Wednesday. I will take my time to sort of mash the code into shape. So the two changes that I still need to do is make sure that the mirror blocks have correct normals. The plaster and the timber framing, and that you can set the roundedness of column blocks on a per block basis. And then I can probably already add that to the code. And then we can do textures and everything's going to look amazing. Yeah, that's the idea. So thanks for watching. Thanks everyone for the feedback. There were a lot of emotions posted again once more. I hope you enjoyed those. The future is here, as they said. In about 2.5 hours, that quickly, in about 2.5 hours, I'm even amazed that I noticed this myself just now. 2.5 hours I will do Angeldust live. It's a bit earlier than usual because I need my evening to do some chores, get my house clean. So I hope you enjoyed this live stream for deving, and in the next live stream we will be playing the game again. Building while Firefly is programming is another level. Definitely gonna do more of this. Cool everyone. Crunchy says visit me after this. No. I made a promise last week that we would visit Ooga Booga Land. We will visit Ooga Booga Land after the next live stream. But Crunchy, we can maybe visit your place in the future too, because you've got a lot of blocks and colors and a disco floor. So what's not to like? Anyway, thanks for watching this time in 2.5 hours Angeldust live. I hope you like the improvements that I showed you on the live stream today. I'm really impressed with the repetitive roofing tiles now. It looks so good, the tapered blocks. Hey, look who's back. Walpagune says, hey Walpagune, come back in 2.5 hours, then it will be Angeldust live. This dev stream is just about to wrap up. But welcome back. I hope you enjoy. We're working on a lot of cool stuff. So a remaster of Angeldust, a remaster of the game that's going to look crazy spectacular. Yeehaw, indeed. Thanks for watching and thanks for the feedback. Be back in 2.5 hours, Angeldust live, we'll play the game, get some coins, do the lottery, meet new players. It's going to be great. Hope to see you again then. Have a nice Sunday, if I don't see you anymore, and otherwise I'll see you in about 2.5 hours. Thanks for watching. See you in Angeldust live in 2.5 hours. Be there. See you later. Bye bye. Everyone says, OMG, this emoji is so me. Bye everyone, bye Get Out. And Gargolic says bye. Later nerd, Crunchy. Peace out. Peace out everyone. I will push the button. I will have lunch. Thanks everyone for being here. I had a great time. See you in Angeldust live. 2.5 hours. Bye bye.